I'm Ben. This is Elena, and together with my Uncle Chris, we're fixing up a schooner called Mahalo. We quit our jobs and step by step our dream of sailing around the world is coming true. Join us every week for a new adventure and see what Mahalo has in store for you. Hey, what's up you guys? First of all, we want to thank you all for your support during this strange and difficult time. But just to read, all the recent feedback and the waves of subscribers that have signed on recently has been really amazing. So if you haven't yet, take this chance to click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to make sure you get notified of all our future videos.
Now, we have been waiting all winter to see if Mahalo will dry or not. So without further ado, let's head over to Germany where Chris will tell you the latest update on Mahalo.
Hi guys, just back to the Wharf. It's the end of April, we're in the middle of the Corona lockdown. We get a real nice weather today, so I decided just to have a little look up for our boat. It looks nice, everything is still in place, and every clamp is perfect on the top. As you remember, the Wharf was underwater, but everything is just normal now, like we know it last year. The other thing I want just check today is the moisture content of our laminate. As you remember, we get a wet boat and try to dry it over the winter. Now it's time to do the checkup for the laminate. Okay, you see our moisture meter. It does a measurement by induction. They are just sending waves through the laminate and measures the response of the water. You see on the right there are just two markings, 10 millimeter and 25 millimeters. For us it's mainly 10 millimeter because after a few millimeters we get just pipes. So the main thing which will tell us if we can just start our work will be the moisture in the laminate on the top layer we see. That's not so cheap, that tool. You have to pay something around $200, but I think you will need it if you want to get real values and not thumb rules. We are just measuring on 10 millimeter. The switch is in the upper position, and get a value out of 2.3, 2.6, 3. That's quite okay, because we get a lot higher values before. We got values around 9. Here you will see we just measured 6, and therefore we just marked it with 6. And we are going down to 3.5, which is nearly okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay, I think. Well, that's not so good. We get a 6.4. It was 10 before, so it's not quite good dried out here. Maybe there's a bubble in the back. You get also here 3.6. That's a little bit better. Ooh, that looks bone dry. But you see, if I just move a little bit, there are changing values all over. So you see over the area the values will change. Okay, there I think we don't get a good contact up there. It's a little bit too low, I think. No? Yeah, there we are just in a good contact. And get a value of 2.3, 2.2. That's nearly dry. It depends mainly on the material you get. Some sandwiches will deliver different values. We got a special system with a pipe in the back. You see, even if I get a little bit away, there's nearly 0, and it goes up to 3.2, 3.3 if we get a good contact. So always check the values where you can get good contact. Sometimes you will just get values if you're just on steel, or in the back you will find a screw. The screws will be also conductive and gives a very good feedback. You see a value of 70, 69. So if you get a screw in the back, you will get values which are not correct for the laminate. Keep that in mind. So last year we just drilled a lot of holes because we just tried to get the moisture out, which seemed to work quite well. What we see now is that we get a real good drying. It's on the port side a little bit drier. I think it's depending on the sun or whatever. Maybe you're just wondering how we get all these small holes closed again. So I just decided to buy a special tool, which is just a countersink to drill the holes and get them a little bit more wide to close them again. Our special countersink has not a normal angle you will buy with 90 degree, so we just bought one with 120 degrees. Therefore we get more contact with the laminate, and if you just close the hole with our mixture of epoxy, it will have more the ability to stick on the existing laminate. It's quite fast, so no problem. We will drill all holes and afterwards it's easy to fill them up. We get 2,500 holes to close.
So to sum it all up, it worked. There are a few leftover areas of concern, but for the most part, Mahalo has dried significantly. We're seeing a decrease of about 3 to 5 percentage points on the moisture meter, bringing most of the hull down to 2 to 3% moisture. Now we just need to apply a hot vac to the stubborn areas and we should be ready to close the holes and relaminate. Well, once things get back to normal, that is.
We were supposed to be back in Germany in April, but since COVID-19 started spreading everywhere, we knew we would not go anywhere. We don't know when we can travel again, so Mahalo has to wait again.
So what are we going to do in the meantime? Just twiddle our thumbs?
No.
No? Well, here's what we've been doing the last few weeks to, a couple of months. And stick around to the very end where you can get a little sneak peek of what's to come.
That poor little thing was probably sleeping under the grass.
Get you a
Sorry
new
to
home, huh?
disturb you. We'll find you a new home.
We're about to arrive to look at a 25-foot Lancer. Figure a little road trip, take a look at the boat, see if we can't make ourselves a deal. There's our maybe future boat.